Before we go any further on the virtues, I would like to backtrack just for a second and touch on something very important. I feel it's important. In the pursuit of virtue, we cannot forget about the flesh. Now, you're probably sitting there thinking, well, she just told us that the flesh is out here, and why do we want to worry about the flesh? Because, like it or not, we got to take this journey in the flesh. We cannot separate the two. We are body, mind, and soul. I would like to talk about physical health for just a minute. And I would like to present a scenario to you to kind of explain it. Say my daughter leaves for college, a school like, say, 15 hours away or something, and I want to buy her a car so that she can get home to me. Would I buy her a lemon? No, it's 15 hours. Would I be concerned if she got in an accident and tried to drive that broken down car back to me? Yes. Why? Because that vehicle is what's going to bring her back to me and keep her safe. And what does physical health have to do with this, the spiritual journey? In my opinion, it has everything to do with it. Now, I know this is the lesser, the spirit is the greater, but God is concerned about your physical body. God created your physical body. Your physical body is his dwelling place and his temple, and he needs it to be strong. And the devil, he knows how important your body is. He knows its importance and its purpose, if you will, but he also knows its inclinations. He also knows, your little defects. He knows how to incite its carnal desires. The devil knows how to break down your body. And he has been hard at work trying to do that. And not just individually, but on a global, large scale. This is something that's very important to me, and I'm bringing it up now because I feel like I would do you a disservice, or I wouldn't be completely honest if I didn't touch on it. But a good portion of the food that we eat, that we buy at the grocery store, is not food. It's chemicals. A good portion of the things that we do, the devil has been making his way into these little areas that we might say are completely harmless, but are damaging us. They are damaging the vehicle that we need to get through this journey. And you're probably sitting there thinking, this girl has flipped. What did she eat for lunch? Okay, this has gone in a different direction. You might be thinking that I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to tell you that I do. I used to weigh almost 300 pounds. I've had 5 heart procedures. I have suffered with depression and anxiety. I have suffered with blood sugars. I have suffered with hormone problems and pain. And I am here to tell you that it's very hard to practice virtue in that condition. Very hard. So when you ask me, what does the body have to do with the spiritual journey? Everything. Everything. I don't have any of those problems anymore. I used to take, 20 pills a day, all prescriptions for different things. I don't take one, not one. I don't have any of the problems that I used to have. And you can ask me, did I experience some miraculous healing? Absolutely I did. Absolutely I did, but not in the way you think. I used to, not in the way I even wanted, I used to cry out to God on a daily basis, please take this away from me. Please just lay your hand on me and make it go away. And he didn't. He didn't. He chose to do it another way. He chose to teach me. He chose to use education. He chose to show me my body, how he created it, and he showed me the things that were damaging it. And he gave me the strength to change my ways, change my life, change the things I was eating. And, it wasn't quick. It wasn't miraculous in that it was a momentary boom, but it was miraculous nonetheless. Because here I am today, I don't take any pills. So, knowing what I know, I can't keep it to myself. And I think that's the whole point. If God would have healed me the way that I wanted him to heal me, quickly, mysteriously, without any way of knowing how or why, it would have just been my healing. But I don't think that's why God did it. God chose education because he knew I would share it with other people. And it wasn't supposed to be a healing for me. It was supposed to be a healing for everybody. And so that's why I'm bringing it up today. When I was at that place, it didn't matter how hard I tried. I would try to be virtuous and I would try to be holy, but I could not find joy of the Lord in depression. I could not trust him in anxiety. I could not serve him in pain. I could not pray in fatigue. I could not practice patience with raging hormones. I could not practice temperance with erratic blood sugars and chemical-induced food addiction. I could have gone to the garden all day long, but there was something preventing me from getting there, and it was myself. It was failure after failure. Life got harder, depression got worse, and I got further and further away from where I wanted to be. And the most monumental conversation I think I've had with my spiritual director was about this very thing. It was a time when I was crushed by my failures, crushed. And I went on, and he looked at me, and he said, "You want to be holy?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Holy is healthy, and healthy is holy." And I was like, wow, okay. That wasn't the direction that I was going. I prayed about those words for weeks. I had to take a step back and look at myself as a whole person. Up until that point, I had my physical being here and my spiritual being here. And I couldn't figure out why I had this disconnect inside of me and why nothing was working. I was a mess. I hated myself for not being able to fast, for being a terrible glutton. But man, you know what? It's really hard to fast when your blood sugars are at 38. Blood sugars don't care if it's Ash Wednesday or Good Friday, if it's a fast day or a feast day. You're going to eat. And here comes the guilt. Here comes the self-hatred. Here comes, I can't do this. This is too hard. I'm never going to make it. And then when he said healthy is holy and holy is healthy, it brought everything together. And I had to look at that, and I had to look at what was really preventing me from not fasting on Good Friday. It wasn't my lack of wanting to be in there. It was the devil using my body to prevent me from being in there. And now, please, I am not saying that if you're not healthy, you're not holy. That is not what Father was saying that day to me either. In fact, there are souls who God allows for reasons only known to him that receive illness and disease as part of their journey. And God gives them the strength and the grace, and he uses that. He uses that for every bit of his glory, and he uses it to bring them through here. I will talk to you about a very special soul who actually did that, a dear friend of mine, in the next session, but I wanted to make you aware that I was not referring to those types of instances. I'm referring to regular, everyday decisions we make for or against our health that do actually affect the body and do actually affect the spiritual journey. Some of us, we've been chosen for health, but we're just being sabotaged. The devil is getting us to put peanut butter in our gas tank and then watching us cry because we can't get around. A good portion of the things sold in grocery stores, we shouldn't be putting in our gas tank. We just shouldn't. God didn't make it. He didn't make our bodies to digest it. And I know that's way off topic, but I feel like that needs to be said today. What my spiritual director was saying that day is that there's holiness in taking ownership of your health, taking it seriously, looking at the body from God's perspective as a temple, something created by him, for him. 1 Corinthians 6:19-20 says, "Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God, and that you are not your own, for you have been purchased at a price? Therefore, glorify God in your body." When I started looking at my body, my physical flesh, as a temple, that was life-changing for me. Life-changing. Heck, it even caused me to rename my ministry, which is now called Rebuilding Your Temple. For a while there, it was just, I had this ministry, and it was focused on just this. And then I had this health journey that I was on, and today they are merged. So the point is, God cares about your heart, your health. If he didn't care about the body, Jesus wouldn't have healed it in the Gospels. Why would it matter, But he does. He cares about the body. He knows how important the body is, and he heals it. So I encourage you and I beg you to take this seriously. Read food labels. Try and buy more natural options. That's my little pitch for today on that. But pray about it. Pray about it first and ask God if that's going to help you.